Good day, folks, and welcome. So, the question arises, is Gran Turismo a good racing simulator? The fact of the matter is, it's actually not advertised as such. It never has been. For 28 years, going back to Gran Turismo 1, it has been advertised as the real driving simulator. And even if you look at Gran Turismo 1 on the PlayStation 1, it looked, obviously it was, blocky. It was running on the PlayStation 1 without the greatest computing technology. But the physics were excellent. State of the art at the time. The car would roll to the side when you turned. If you turned too fast and you gave it a little gas, it was going to spin. If you hit the gravel, you lost traction. All these various things were very realistic in terms of the way the car handled. The physics was good, the handling was good. It was very realistic in that respect. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but it was pretty darn good and absolutely better than anything at the time. However, that doesn't necessarily make it a good racing simulator. And to determine whether it is, let's look at what makes a racing simulator. Simulating realism. That is the key to the whole thing right there. So in terms of racing, it isn't just about how the car handles. It isn't just about the way the car moves when you steer, when you brake, when you accelerate. It is about what happens when two cars come together in a collision. It is about what's available to you as a driver while you're driving. It is about what you see as a driver, the way you're viewing the track. So, for example, I've recently seen a video from a very well-known and reputable YouTuber who I have a great deal of respect for, who basically said, if you want to be a better driver, you need to change your view, you need to get on top of your car. I don't necessarily disagree with him, because when you're sitting on top of the car, you can see the apexes coming. You can see when there's a car beside you a whole lot easier. When you're driving cockpit, there are a lot of blind corners. Turn 3 at Road Atlanta is completely blind. You can't see it. Same with turn 10. You can't see it when you're sitting in the cockpit. Okay, it means you need to learn when to brake and turn, knowing that you can't see that until you get to it. It's part of learning the track. It's part of learning how to race on that particular track. That's part of becoming a better race car driver. You need to learn the track. You need to learn the brake markers. You need to learn your acceleration points. You need to learn how fast you can go at certain places. That's part of it. Sitting on the roof of your car is not realistic. No one drives their car sitting on the roof. Okay, almost no one. But if that's required to make the game better, it becomes arcade. Because a racing simulator puts you in the cockpit. You have a dashboard. You might have some stuff that's really fancy, like you might have your delta. You might have a readout that shows your tires. Certain cars have those things. But what's available in Gran Turismo is not realistic. For example, you have a little meter down in the corner that shows you how wet the track is. You never get that in a real car. These things definitely make the game more enjoyable, because it's nice to know when the track's starting to get wet and how wet is it, and do you need to get your tires changed or not. Those things are there to make the game more enjoyable, to make it a better game. But that's the whole thing. It makes it a better game, not necessarily a better simulator. So to call it a racing simulator, it needs to simulate racing. Duh. Does it handle well in terms of when you're behind another car? Is the wash accurate? Is that slipstream accurate? Generally speaking, yes, it's not too bad in Gran Turismo. What about penalties? Gran Turismo is reputed to have one of the worst penalty systems in the entire genre. It's terrible. You can be knocked off the track by somebody and you end up with the penalty because you went off the track, and they go on to win the race. That's not realistic. What about in collisions? When you get hit by another car and you start to slide or spin. I've been in a situation where I'm spinning counterclockwise, so my front end is going left. Someone, when I'm 90 degrees, hits the front of the car, and I kept spinning to the left. It's completely unrealistic. So in that respect, no, it's not actually a good racing simulator. It's an excellent driving simulator, which is what it's advertised as. You can go down to Brand Central and you can buy any car straight off the lot, take it down to a track and drive it, and it feels like you're driving that car. It is very realistic. But that doesn't make it a racing sim. That makes it a driving sim. And that's what it's advertised as. So you can't fault them for that. They've never called it a racing simulator. They've created this game to give anyone the opportunity to race. And it's a pretty excellent game. You have the opportunity to get into multiple races, multiple types of races, which change each week. You have online lobbies that are set up on a continuous basis. You can just jump into a race and race for 15 minutes or a half an hour. They have championships. They have all kinds of events, all kinds of continuous updates. The game is excellent, but I stress, the game is excellent, not the simulation of racing. The simulation of driving, as I've said, is absolutely wonderful, but it's too much of an arcade game to be properly classed as a racing simulator. Now, I know this isn't going to make me popular with those people who disagree with me, and if you do, please make a comment down below. Keep it respectful if you don't mind. But if you honestly believe this to be a really good racing simulator, I'd love to hear from you. Let's open a dialogue. This is my personal opinion based on racing Gran Turismos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 starting 25 years ago. I've raced AC, ACC, AC Evo, R Factor 2, RaceRoom, iRacing. You get the idea. There are some fantastic racing simulators on the market. Gran Turismo, unfortunately, is not one of them. It's a fantastic video game, and it's an amazing driving simulator, but it just has too many issues in terms of the racing that takes away from the whole simulator aspect of it, that you can't really classify it as a proper simulator. Like I said, if you disagree or if you agree, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, have yourselves an awesome day, and I will catch you next time. Peace.